Hey y'all, and welcome back to FloTrack Demitra, presented by FleetFeet and Tracksmith. I'm so excited to dive into episode 17. We have a lot to talk about and a special guest. We'll get to her in a little bit. We have Nia joining us today. How are you doing?
I feel good. Not off this weekend, but in Austin this weekend for once in a while. So we have a lot to talk about.
I love it. You're gearing up to go to Hayward for the first time this weekend for pre.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Like the iconic stadium.
I'm excited to see what this Hayward magic is about. I'm excited to see what this track and the facilities are about. Not excited, but I'm curious to see how bad the pollen is. Everyone tells me that their allergies be jumping in Eugene, so curious.
I love it. All right. I'm so excited to welcome this guest, Miss Akala Garrett, Puma NIL athlete, the best dual hurdler in the NCAA, just transferred to South Carolina. Welcome to the meetup.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
I love it. How are you?
I am good. Transition been something, okay? It's been something, but I'm excited. I'm happy and my heart is full where I'm at.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, I know we briefly talked about the allergies from Hayward. You still got some, you're going back for USA. So
Yo, I can't keep doing this. Every time I go, it's like this constantly while we're there. I cannot breathe. So I'm going to have to stock up on my Claritin, my Zyrtex. I don't want to do too much, but I'm going to have to get the protection because it's too much.
Yeah. I feel like when you did your announcement, I was like, oh my goodness. Like,
jaw dropped.
yes.
Shook the room, if you will.
Yeah, I was shook. Like, it made it in the group chat. I was like, this girl's going to South Carolina.
Yes.
Talk to me about, everything. I know you're from there, but what choosing South Carolina was like, and also like leaving University of Texas.
Right. So, I'm going to start with why I did it so like out of the blue, because I knew that my decision was wholeheartedly because like I knew I needed to make a move, and I didn't want to draw attention and be like, okay, thank you to all this and that, and da-da-da-da-da. I made sure I talked to my coaches and told them thank you and told them, like, why, and then I made my decision, which my decision was not easy. Like, talking to every single coach, I promise y'all, I wish I could put every coach at one university and make it called NCAAU and call it a day, because everybody's just so amazing. The way, like, Coach Carol and Joanne, like, guided me through everything, they're so motherly. Like, it was just amazing. Coach Green, but just making the move was just genuinely, it weighed heavy on my heart, but I knew what I had to do, because I think a lot of coaches got to understand we only get one time to do this. We only get one life. We only get one collegiate career. They get to move on to the next athlete. So if I know that my goals, I want to be the best dual hurdler, and I know that maybe you see further for me, but I only get one collegiate season, I got to be able to complete what I want to do in my lifetime, because I only get one. They get to move on to the next athlete. And that's just the unfair game of it. I had to learn that this is a business, and that I work well being fueled from love and fueled from, like, that comfort. That's how I motivate myself and push forward. And I feel like I had to go find that to be able to know, like, okay, what is going to get me to my goal? I know eventually when you go pro, you got to choose, but I want to do both right now. And I know I can do both. Like, that's a blessing to be able to go from back and forth. And I found that out early on out of high school, So then when it got to choosing, it's just like, okay, my support system, my mom, my sisters, and everything, they're right there, like an hour and a half away. And that just made my heart so full. And then on top of that, like, I love UT. Like, I loved it, but I didn't really have many friends but, my boys and, like, maybe two girls, like the hurdle crew and then two other girls. And so I get to walk into some feminine energy, and that's what I've been looking for, because, I want to be a girl. Like, I see the pink, like, I want to be a girl. So I get to walk into some awesome feminine energy, and just, like, such a soft-spoken coach that just knows that I can do this, and also just understands, like, how important my support system is to me, because constantly just being in the realm of, Texas not for the weak nor the timid, and Flo definitely knows, but also, like, I know that this is what I want to do, and I felt like after I ran 12.7, I think I was constantly trying to prove myself that I could get back to it, and it kind of took away the aggression to get back to that time. And once I realized that, like, it got to nationals, and my mom flew all the way to nationals by herself and watched me run, but she knew that I wasn't myself out there on that track. Like, that 100 hurdle race, it was just made me sick to my stomach, and then I had to go back, and Savannah tore that thing up. But it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. Emotionally, I just wasn't there. Yeah. I know that that's the time I've been training to run all year, but emotionally, like, I knew that having a meet like that, because I went out there and feeling how I felt, like I think I stepped on the line and I just felt like emotionless. And when I knew I felt like that, I was like, okay, I have to start thinking about some things. And my mom stood up there. And I also, another thing is like, we only get, like I said, one collegiate season. I haven't stood on the podium since my freshman year outdoor. And it's like, my mom come all the way. I want her to be able to see these things and be able to celebrate these things. And so my mom flew back down right after nationals, came to Austin, and was like, okay, I know that you're trying to make some decisions. How do you feel? Like, what do you want to do? Because whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you. But I don't want you to be calling me and being like, this is how I feel. You know, I got to be happy and be able to communicate and talk in a realm that I'm coming to be the best version of myself. So she was like, you know, do what you do and figure it out. But I'm here for you. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I cried the whole time, going to the office, going to everything through the process, because it was so hurtful. Like leaving a place that I knew I was imagining myself graduating from. That's what hurt. And the worst thing was, you know, leaving those friends and having to go through that. And these are people were all that I've known. So it's like, it hurt, because it's like, you have to completely cut ties. And I know that, you know, Flo and Ricky and all them know that I love them. I know that they know. But it's just like, in order for me to, this is business. I got to do what's best for me, that I reach my goals, because I'm not finna lay in no bed where when it's all over and I didn't complete everything I want to. Yeah. I'm not going to the end and I have what ifs. That's what I know. So
I love that.
Akala, I know, you know, leaving and making that decision, it can be hard and just quite frankly sad. You know, like a place that you thought that you called home at one point, and to your point, that you thought you'd be graduating from. But on the other side of it, how excited are you to start at South Carolina? How excited for you for this new future and new chapter?
So excited. When I say like that, when I posted that, everyone from at home was going crazy. Like, I'm going to be at the meets and this and that. And I'm just so excited, because I know that, like I said, I'm walking into some feminine energy, a new chapter, and I get to basically start over and find myself again, because I feel like my caption was so true. I lost some confidence. Now it's time to get cocky, and I feel like that's why I made my caption. Like, that was the truest caption I ever wrote. Like, yeah, they the Gamecocks, but I know that I gotta find myself and be like, yeah, I'm that. And I feel like I haven't felt like that since high school, and I need to find her again, to where like every time I step on the line, they like, oh, the shades, the wig, like they're gonna be like, ooh, we don't know what's gonna happen. That's what I'm looking for, because I know that I think mentally I've been trying to fake whoever that was, and I don't want to fake her anymore. I want that to be genuinely how I feel. You got this, and not like, okay, is this gonna be like, am I gonna do bad? Am I gonna make somebody mad? Like, I don't want to do that to myself, because I feel like a lot of times that's what I was doing, and I'm just so excited to be in that black and maroon, and it's almost similar to like one of my high school colors, but I know like. The main thing I'm so excited about is how close my mom is going to be, because everybody knows that her, like, she's my everything. My mom, my everything. And, you know, everybody's not here forever. So while she can be my support system, and while she's here, like I talked to Kate, the interviewer, she's like, you know, you don't have them forever. So hold on to that as much as you can. And I feel like she needs to be involved as much as she can, because she is the one that's evolved me into this optimistic athlete. Like, I've always thought of the impossible. Like, when I went out there and ran 12.7, I didn't know I could do that. She came to my house. She was like, you know what? I think you're going to run 12.7 today. I said, excuse me. What are you talking about? She's talking about, you're going to run 12.7 today. If you go out there and be yourself, you're going to run 12.7. I stepped on the line, and that was the first time I felt like myself in 2 years. Like, when I screamed at the end, I was like, yeah, this is my house. That was not a thing where like, oh yeah, I own this. That was like a scream from the pit of my soul. Like, I knew I could do it. This is my house. That was like me finally conquering my mental. I wasn't talking about the houses as far as the track or the university. This is my house. Like, this is my mind. I was speaking directly to the man downstairs, knowing that the man upstairs got me. I finally broke through and found the path to walk in faith, because sometimes you don't know where to go. It's unclear. And I finally found that path of like, this is where you go to walk in faith. Be yourself. This is how you do it. And once I found that, it was hard to get back to it, because everything not going to be perfect on the journey, but I finally know what it feels like. And now I'm searching for that feeling again.
I love that. And I feel like you're going to find it in South Carolina. I feel like you already got it a little bit too. Also, Caitlin, she speaks some words of wisdom. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I love that girl down. Now I need to know. So you joining some dogs. Lauren though transferred there too from UT. Okay. I was like, let me go check this Instagram. I'm pretty sure you're at the same place now.
Everybody was like, did y'all plan this?
Yeah. That's the question. Okay.
So they have a squad coming.
Absolutely
in.
not.
From like the high school recruits to the transfers, and I forgot her name from the one who broke the D2 record in the 100. She's transferring there.
Oh yeah, Alexis.
Yes.
It's gonna be insane, and like walking to a group of girls, I'm ready to train because I know them practices is nationals every time, and it's like I knew that, like even speaking with Lauren, like being able to have somebody that had almost the same experience as me and us walking through that together, I feel so much more comfortable because like Lauren, she is so amazing, and she was the freaking Texas State record holder. I want y'all to understand, it was so hard for her to make her decision. I was even shocked. Even when she chose school, I was shocked. I said, for you to step out on and go out of your way to go somewhere, that shows faith.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't even me following her. I took my account and I said, you know what? My family is right there. If she's able to walk out on faith, I'm able to walk out on faith and be like, okay, it's okay to leave. Because one thing about me, I hate change. I hate change. If it wasn't for me stepping out on faith, I would have stayed. I would have stayed the whole time because I hate having to adjust to new things and figure out new things, make new friends. I hate it because it's like I don't know how it's going to go. But I trusted God, I trusted my family, and I trusted myself. And like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to be the best dual hurdler in the NCAA, and the only way I'm going to get there is if I trust myself and find somewhere where I can really be myself and really just hone in on this dream, because we have all these years to make these pro teams, but we got 4 years in collegiate track.
Yeah.
And so once it's over, it ain't no going back unless you them people that got 7, 8 years.
Which is another thing, because why are you 29 on the line right now?
No, y'all.
About senior red shirt.
When I say I was in my freshman year, Texas relays, they called my name out, the 18-year-old, and then behind me, the 24.
What are you doing?
What is going on?
Grown. You're an adult.
Why are you not pro? This is crazy.
Especially the men sometimes. I'm like,
Yes.
you have a full-grown beard,
But
and
I'm
you're
confused.
a freshman?
No, y'all would hate me and my friends would be like, why is Papa here? What's going on? What is going on?
Papa's crazy. That's kind of funny, though. Now, we talked a little bit. You're going to USA's. What events are you doing? Other people.
I'm going to do the 400 hurdles, and my goal really is the PR. Like, mentally, I've been shaking up all year. So I'm not even going to put no pressure on myself to go out there and be like, you're making the team, because you know who's running? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I trust myself. I definitely can make the team, but it's just like, mentally I've been going through it. So I want to put the least amount of pressure on myself. I'm going to PR, and anything can come out of PR.
Yeah.
Like, you never know what can happen from PR in a race. So that's really my main goal, and I'm just excited to get there and run another race and get another race under my belt before I rest fully. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Kayla, I'm curious about where you are mentally at this point in time. I know you're leaving UT. South Carolina's coming up, but in the interim, USA's.
Right.
Where are you?
I feel like I'm a bit all over the place, if I'm being honest, because, like, one thing about, track and field is 80% mental. Mm-hmm. So it's like I've been trying to figure out how to stay focused and get to PRing and accept that I'm moving on and accept when I'm coming to. So it's just a mix of emotions, because it's like I cry almost every other day, because while I'm still here packing my clothes, I'm still with my friends, and it's like, oh my God, I have to leave them. And I hate it, because it's like I love these people. They have been my support system while my mom can't be there, because my mom used to be involved in the beginning of my journey in Texas, but it kind of grew apart, and I feel like that's where the disconnect came from me, of like kind of falling apart and not understanding of how to be the best, because I function off of unity. My support system's got to be involved, my coach's got to be involved, she ain't got to be at practice, but being involved is what holds me up, and I feel like I lost that a little bit. And so I feel like going into USA's, that's why I said I'm focusing on PR, because I want to put the least amount of pressure, because I know I can make the team, but it's also a fact of it's hard to make a team under the circumstances like this, because I'm only 20. So it's like I'm still trying to navigate who I am. I'm still trying to navigate leaving and holding on to, because honestly, I feel so terrible, because I genuinely love the school and love Flo, and I hate that I had to do it. It's just like, how when you do something like, well, they probably hate me, it feels like that. So it's like I hated that I have to do it, and then I'm walking into something that's like welcoming me with open arms. The girls are amazing. The guys are excited. I'm coming in. The coaches are excited. Everybody's so unified. So it's like I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm happy I get to go to USA's, but I'm sad. So it's like it's all over the place. But it's like I can't even put a finger on where I am mentally. I just know that I'm gonna give my best effort at USA's, and regardless of what happens, I know what I am capable of. And if I'm capable of a PR, I'm capable of PR, and that's going to happen. If I'm capable of making a team, that's going to happen. And if not, that's going to happen because I trust that the story is already written. That's my motto from everything. The story is already written, so there's nothing we can really do about anything. We just have to accept, okay, I'm not going to question why you're doing what you're doing, but I'm going to sit up here and reflect on, okay, what is the reason why this is happening? Am I not stable enough for it? You just put it all together, and I go off of just acceptance of what his plan is for me because you can't question it. I walk in faith completely because that's the only thing that's been getting me through. Because I told in a couple of my interviews, 2 times this year, there was 2 times this year where I did not want to be here, like genuinely. And I was able to be open about that because I'm past it now. But it was just the hardest time of my life because I think I was constantly trying to prove myself and like, I can do this. Like, believe me, I can do both. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that I wasn't believed in, but it was, people know that that's a hard double to do. And I know that I'm a athlete of optimism, and I felt like at the time that I wasn't being trusted with how optimistic I am with doing both. And I feel like that killed me because it's like, okay, if you don't think this is who I am, then who am I? And once I sat back and thought about that, I was like, if this is not who I am, I don't know what I want to be. And it kind of took me in this deep spiral to where that's when my mom came for Texas Relays. That's why I said when I screamed, that was from the pit of my soul because 3 days before that was when I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I called my mom, and she walked me through it. And that's why I said I want her to be a part of everything because there's no way that she was still going to be here and I wasn't. Like, that was the hardest thing for me. And I'm just glad that I trusted the process and I was able to do everything that I've done this season because if I let the man downstairs when I wouldn't even have been here to be able to receive all these accolades and the happiness and be in a Gamecock uniform, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And so that was the hardest thing for me because I don't ever want to get to the point where I question myself so deeply to where it's like, I don't even know who I am anymore,
I'm going to give you the biggest hug after this because, like, honestly speaking, not a question, just a statement from when I don't know if you remember when we first met in New Mexico.
Yes. When I was like, well, this is the setting powder I use.
It didn't move after you ran all them races. You got a little sick. There was a fire alarm. Took your shoes off. Like,
I did get sick. Oh,
yeah. But you said something that resonated with me a lot when you were saying you're just a spirit of optimism. You are, and you're extremely infectious. And anywhere you're gonna go, you're going to do so well.
Thank you.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
That's the thing I was scared of too. Like, okay, if I make this move, what if things don't go right? What if they talk about me? Because, like, that's what you think about. You think of what are people going to think? If you make a move, you want the move to be in your best interest. And I know that I'm capable of anything. I know that my best interest is going to be put forward. I know that's what's going to happen. But there's always that back burner of, like, what if they're talking about me? What if they're like, oh, that's why you shouldn't have. This is why you shouldn't have. That's the scary part because it's like, wow, like, okay, what do I do? But I'm really trying to just, okay, focus on what's ahead. Don't think about what's behind. That's why when I was considering, like, any other schools, I'm like, okay, don't be in the same area where you're thinking about what's behind you. Don't stay complacent, to stay close, to know what's going on. Go where you need to go. Go as far as you need to go. So I took everything into consideration, and it's just like, that's why I said I'm a spirit of optimism because that's how I keep my spirit so full. Because it's like I feel half empty when I'm not thinking of the next best thing or the furthest thing to it. Because I feel like that's what the greatest do. Like when I seen Cindy's interview, she said the way she is the best of the best is because she is so versatile. That's why I love doing both. That's the moment I got inspired. Because I think that was a couple months or a month or two before outdoor started, and that's when I started getting inspired. Because she was like, I'm versatile. And I know I ain't told no coaches, I hope this don't get out, I can go from like the 800 down, but I don't talk about that because I don't want to do it though. I can do it.
She's an athlete.
I can do it, but it's like, the 800. But it's just like being able to do multiple events is what's fun about this sport. Because it's like, okay, you keep seeing the same thing over and over again, you know what to expect. But I like to be a person that's like, okay, she done stepped on the line. She done got 30 and 100 hurdles. Okay, what's she finna do now? I don't know. Win it. I don't know. I don't know. So it's like, that's the most exciting part about it.
I love it. The fear of the unknown is scary.
Yeah.
And because you don't know what your decisions will do. But I know for a fact that you will be the best door hurdle NCAA. Like you're literally, I know you're only 20. Yeah, I think you are
not already.
now, but like, I know you want to win. I know you want to get a title and be on the podium for both. And I think it will absolutely happen. I don't think there's a single person that's like, why did she go to South? Like everybody was like, oh hell yeah. They're like, this is.
That's what shocked me. How people were like, oh, I thought that's where he was gonna go.
Your post got like 6,000 likes.
I was like, oh my gosh. Everybody's like, this is crazy. This is how you shake the internet. I was like, y'all, I just wanted to let y'all know a little something. They was like, you didn't tell us nothing. That's the point.
Yeah.
You don't
I
need
didn't
to
see
know.
a visit. You naming all these coaches. I said, that was in your option list?
Yeah. I talked to so many people, and I was like, do you think you would consider a job if I make a university? Let me see how much money Puma can give me so I can make the school and put everybody at the school, because this is too much. It was too much. But I'm very happy with my decision. And all the other coaches, when I talked to them about it, they were like, no, that's good. They were like excited for me no matter what. And that's the thing I love about like myself, because no matter who I've encountered, all the coaches I've encountered, they're like, your spirit is so welcoming and so like they just want me to do well no matter what team I'm on. And that's the thing I love the most about these coaches. They're just like, just be great, because they would love to have me on their team, and they're like, we see what you can do, but we just want you to do it. Just do it. And that's what I love. Like, it's just a great feeling to know that people are so accepting of my decision. Now, a couple people did try to hate now. They were like, oh, you're just
don't have them on.
They was like, you're just embarrassed of what your performance was at Nationals. So actually, I was embarrassed, but that's not the reason. That's literally not the reason. Nah, I was embarrassed. I mean, you would be too if you got dragged through the deepest of waters and you couldn't do nothing about it. I'm here. I'm like, please wait. Oh my goodness. Like, she took it out, but that's what you're supposed to do at Nationals. You're supposed to take it out and never give it back. I'm taking notes. She's out of here. I'm going to take notes and do that. Thank you very much. So it's like, yeah, but I just told people, I'm like, you have no clue what I've been through. You don't know my story and the things I've been through. I'm not going to explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe you an explanation. But what you will know is that I made this decision, which is the best for me because of my mental. And you have no idea what it's like, because this track stuff is really 80% mental. And if your mental not right, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah, literally.
What are you going to do?
All right, I'm going to end us on a few this or that questions and a little bit of Love Island. All right, here we go. 100 hurdles or 400 hurdles?
Oh, you're going to do that?
I am going to do that.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to say 300 hurdles.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
In between.
Lucky Day, Rod Wave.
Lucky Day.
Okay.
Lucky Day.
Socks or no socks with spikes?
No socks. No socks. They be calling me nasty. It'd be a little funky, but hey, I run fast. It's a little funk, but.
And then my last one, race day. Are we going bust down middle part or are we going finger waves?
I have this thing where I think I run a little bit faster bald. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to do a finger wave. Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
And then my Love Island ones. If you had to vote an Islander off right now, who would you pick? It could be a couple. Oh,
Taylor, get out my villa. Get out my villa now. And Huda can go too.
Clark can go with Taylor.
No, they can mingle at the airport. Thank you. They can do that. And then Huda, you were supposed to be going by episode 4. She can go too. And Alandria, I'm starting to want to get her out there too.
If she can't find a connection, she gotta go.
Not even that. You're still hung up on the wrong person.
Why is she hung up on Taylor still? I don't get it.
He turned that board when it said Clark. You should have been ready to go by then. You should have been ready. You should have been looking for the next best thing. And I would have picked Chris. Thank you. Big. Know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And like, you and him match. What are we doing? What are we doing? So she can go too, because I don't think her mind's on the right thing.
I think she's delusional.
Just a little
in the wrong way.
Scarecrow. That's what gets me.
Like, he do look kind of cute on his Instagram, but
I look cute on Instagram too. What?
Y'all talking about Taylor?
Yeah.
I don't know what they see. Because my thing is, if you're gonna have tattoos, you gotta have it.
Lift a little weight.
You gotta have it. But he don't got.
He do be arching his.
When
back
I see him
too.
doing them curls on episode, I say, you're not serious. You're not. You're not for real.
And the producers knew what they were doing, because why did y'all leave that scene in there? There was no word spoken.
It was they just got him doing the curls. I know that was the only time he touched them weights since he's been there. The only time.
It ain't a weight on that. It was just the bar.
Yeah.
I could go in because they got me. This season is, I feel like it's giving us nothing.
I don't like this season.
I'm still stuck on season 6. We're supposed to get better.
Season 6 was so good.
It was authentic though, because these people, like, got so good to the point where they thought that they forgot they were winning money at the end.
Yeah.
That's how much they were invested. I feel like now everybody's just, they playing a game.
At first, I thought, I was like, even if Jeremiah was still here, I was like, this might be the first season that we see someone not split the money.
I think that Jeremiah was probably, I'm not gonna say the most genuine because his situation with Huda was ridiculous, but like seeing how he is on social media, he's very much a genuine nerd. That couple actually made no sense in the slightest.
Yeah.
It was strictly physical.
Literally, and another thing is physical is Sierra and Nick. They can go too.
I don't think they're gonna last outside the villa
At all.
But I like them. But this is the only couple we got.
I think it's fake though, and she's killing me.
Mm.
I'm sorry, she's killing me.
I thought I was the only one who noticed the pout.
I don't know what's happening.
No,
Like, every
it's
time
like-
she's resting.
No, for real. Her and Zach both be mewing on a regular basis. Like, I'm like, all right,
Wait,
now.
Zach with a K or Zach with a C?
Zach with a K.
Yeah, but he's a model, so it's like he's trying, but she's genuinely just,
That's who she is. Yeah.
she just can't help it.
I don't get it.
And I believe that Nick only closed it off because Elan was.
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what? Just dump everybody from the island, leave Amaya, and call it a day.
I love it. I'm gonna put us on a pause.
Yeah.
Because I love Island, but thank you
We
for
could go on.
joining us. What my last question? What uniform are you gonna be wearing at USA? Is like Puma, South Carolina? Like what's the tea?
I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna pop out in the big cat. I'm gonna pop out in the big cat at the USA's, and it's gonna be exciting. I got my little gear package like 2 days ago, so
Ooh, we need a haul.
I'm gonna do a haul.
Okay.
Now that I'm like in a better headspace, cause I was trying to start my YouTube this year too, y'all, like really, but I couldn't do it because I was like, I don't got the mental capacity to do
We'll
nothing.
start it today.
I'm starting today, so I'm gonna drop my videos and things like that when I get home, cause it's at home with my mom.
I love it.
When I get home, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna put the babies in some spikes.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to see you in the Puma kit. It's been so great having you on, and I can't wait to see you in this Gamecock uniform.
Too. Ooh,
Love it,
I
love
love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank y'all.
And then we're going to bring on Johnny Pace in a little bit. We're going to talk about all things track and field. Pre's coming up this weekend, and then we have a little Diamond League deep dive. So we'll see y'all in like literally 2 seconds. I'm so happy you joined. All right, y'all, we're back 2 seconds later with Johnny Pace. Welcome. We're about to talk about all things Diamond League. How are you doing?
I'm good. That was fun. You guys enjoyed talking with Akala?
Yes, I almost got a little teary-eyed over here, but it was a great conversation.
The tearjerker episode.
For sure. Now we're all gearing up to go to Pre, which I'm super excited about. Some Hayward magic is about to happen. So let's get into this track and field deep dive and give a little pre-classic preview. I'm going to kick us off with the women's 100. We have a stacked field. So we have the Olympic podium, Julian Alfred, Sha'Carri Richardson, Melissa Jefferson Wooden. And then we also have TT Terry, who was a part of the top 3 from America who made it. I am so excited. This is the first like rematch and also the first time that we get to see Melissa after she's been popping off at Grand Slam. How are y'all feeling about it?
I'm excited to see the challenge. I think, we've seen Julian Alfred run. She's been running phenomenally. Obviously, to your point, we've seen Melissa run. She's been running phenomenally. I'm excited to see Sha'Carri and what form she's in. We've seen her run once in China. It was 11 point something. I can't remember the exact time, but I'm excited to see where she's at and where she matches up. She always races extremely well, and she always races extremely well with these women. And I guess with Melissa being her training partner, I think I could, if I had to make a wild guess, I'm sure she's in good form right now, especially gearing up for Pre.
I love it. Y'all also saw Favor Ophelia at the ATX Sprint Classic.
She looks amazing.
Okay. She's coming in this field too.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think broadly speaking, like it's crazy how many podium matchups we're getting at Pre, including this one. We've seen these ladies all, in their own, lanes doing impressive things, but it's way more exciting when they're all in one place on the same start line. So
Yeah.
it's hard. I don't even know who I would say is my favorite to win this thing.
I mean, I have favorites because I feel like there's no one you can count out because we have I always butcher her name, but Marie-Josie Talu. Y'all know who I'm talking about though.
Yes.
She's like 30, but she's like always in the
36.
mix. Like
Always
that's
in.
36, and like she's a vet in this game, but she runs fast. Like she's just like a young athlete. So she's coming in the field. We have the Clayton twins. One of them though got injured at Jamaica trials, but they haven't scratched yet technically, but yeah, you know, you could differentiate the twins better than I can. So tell me about it.
Yeah, so Tia's the one who went down in the finals this weekend, and I really do hope that they didn't scratch her because maybe it was a cramp. Like maybe that's wishful thinking on my end, but I would hate to see her have like a season ender like that. But on the flip side, her twin Tina, she kind of had a breakthrough this year. Like she's always been fast, and I could dive more into it when we get onto Jamaica, but there's no shield. She's always been fast, but in terms of on the pro circuit, this was definitely a breakthrough in the finals. But again, I'll touch on that later before I get to.
Yeah, Nia could talk about what happened in Jamaica this past week.
When we're 15 days out from Worlds, you're gonna see me in some variation of green, black, and gold. Y'all know who I'm rooting for.
I love that. That's so, and I support too. The colors are cute.
Hello.
Yeah. Now, on the same sprint side, we have the men's 100. Now, this field, honestly, every single field at Pre is stacked. Like, there's not a field that I'm like, oh, I don't know. But this men's 100, we have Trayvon Bromell, who had the world lead until this past weekend when Conshane Thompson went 9.75 in Austin. We also have Akeem Blank, Christian Coleman, who's like a beast out the blocks, Brandon Hicklin, Zarnell Hughes. Like, it's lanes 1 through 9 are insane. So I'm so excited to see this field. Yeah. Well, where are y'all heads at when it comes to this 100? Do you have a favorite by chance or somebody you think could win? Conshane?
Conshaine's winning it.
Ooh.
Conshane is winning it.
My money's on Trayvon.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I'm rooting for Trayvon.
I love Trayvon to death, but Conshaine's going to beat him.
So, okay, my thing is, I feel like Trayvon out the blocks is like, all right, catch me. Mm. You think Conshane's going to catch him?
I think Conshane. I think the 1-2 catch is Conshane.
Okay.
It's going to be catch me if you can. I don't think they can't. I don't think they can behind him, yeah.
I don't know the lane assignments. I do genuinely hope they're by each other because I think regardless we'll get another world lead because Hayward low-key is fast.
It is. Yeah, but I think the form that Conshane's in right now, he became 6th fastest man of all time this past weekend. And he also said, like when asked, are you surprised by this performance? He was like, no, there's nothing that I do that can surprise me. I know my training. And he's trained by the great Stephen Francis.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of things that he's learned from Paris that probably kept him up at night that he's just not going to repeat certain mistakes, especially this weekend after that performance.
I love it. I love how I got all of my notes out of order. So I'm sorry to our producer who has to figure out which asset I'm going to pull next. All right, let's go men's 400 hurdles. It's going to be a fun one. I feel like 400 hurdles is always stacked. We're going to talk about it a little bit later in an overall Diamond League perspective. But for pre, this was the Oregon 22 podium. They're going to be back at Hayward again, all three of them. So we have Rye Benjamin, Trevor Bassett, Allison Dos Santos, CJ Allen. I feel like you always have to mention in the mix of this, but also Nathaniel Ezekiel, the NCAA champion from Baylor, who's now a pro, is also running in this field, his first like real professional race. I think it's going to be a fast one.
I think that's what makes it so interesting because Nathaniel, he's always been like, I've been waiting for a race like this because when it comes to the NCAA, I think he just was always a tier above the rest of the field, which is crazy because the NCAA is just, the talent pool is deep. But I'm interested to see how fast he can run and what he can do with evenly matched players.
I feel like it's the pressure too. It's like now we're like, will he be able to run under pressure? Like by pressure, I mean like we're side by side. It's typically he runs his own race. After hurdle 3, he's confidently above everybody. There's no one challenging him. But I think that challenge, like the pros have done it before. Nathaniel technically has done it because he was in Paris for Nigeria. But I feel like he's in prime shape now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've never seen him look better, which is crazy because he looked amazing last year.
He did, yes. PB after PB, national record after national record. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
It is going to be fun.
Speaking of 400 hurdles, someone who's not doing 400 hurdles, Miss Sydney McLaughlin-Lavroni is running the Open 400. Last time she ran at Hayward in 2024, she went 48.74 in the Open 4. And rumor has it, and I agree with these rumors, that she can easily come away with this American record that's 48.70 held by Miss Sonia Richards-Ross. I think as long as she's doing what she normally does, I think we could see an American record go down.
She was due to break that record a while ago. If she decided she wanted to focus on the 400 for just a year, that would have been broken like last year, the year prior to, because you said her PR is 48.67?
Her PR is 48.74. The record's 48.70. So she's 0.04 away. Like that's really like a strong lean.
Oh, so then the time I just said, that's the time I'm going to predict she runs. 48.67.
That's a better. What time do you think she'll run? Yours is 48.67. Mine's 48.69. What's yours?
It's pretty close. 48.71.
Okay. That means she doesn't break it. The record's 48.70.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh.
You don't think she'll break it?
It's hard to say because did we get... Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll say she's channeling all that energy that she was going to funnel into L.A. Grand Slam, and maybe she's coming to make a statement. But, yeah, I'd love to see it, so.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see.
I'm excited. And also in her training group, Miss Athing-Mo.
I'm so excited to see her come back.
She's back. I can't wait. Last time she ran at well, not the last time she ran at Hayward. Last time she ran, she unfortunately fell. But the time before that, at pre-2023, she PB'd and broke the national record. So 154.97. Pre, I feel like, is her good luck charm. Like, I keep saying we'll see records go down. I think we could see Miss Athing come away with another record. If she's in prime shape. We haven't seen her open up in the 8.
She has been running like miscellaneous events is what I call it.
Oh, yeah,
like,
miles.
I know she was in a 3,000 earlier, and then she ran a 1,500. She's been doing a lot of things that was not the 800.
Yeah.
So to finally see her in her bread and butter race, I'm so excited to see where she's at. And I know there's a method to her madness between her and her coaches. So there's a reason they were doing that. And let's just see where she's at ahead of trials.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I love watching her race. And I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen her in an 800. So it's, yeah.
Is she going to have any good like, is Keelan in that race? Who else?
She scratched. She was in it, but she scratched.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
we'd love to see it.
Matchup. That would have been a good matchup.
The thing is just so dominant when she races, and it's just, we don't get to see her that often. And I feel like the last time we saw her at Hayward was obviously a little bit heartbreaking. So I would love to see her come back and just be that confident, incredible, world-class athlete she is. So I'm very excited to see her out there again.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, that's for sure. Now, we also have the Bowerman Mile. I look forward to the Bowerman Mile every single year because you don't often get to see an outdoor mile too, like with this field. It's pretty stacked. So on the USA side, we have Yard Nagoose, who I believe in 2020, what year is it? 2023, that's when he broke the American mile record there. We have Grant Fisher, Cole Hawker, Hobbs Kessler, Josh Kerr is not running. I mean, not Josh Kerr. Jakob Ingebrigtsen scratched. He was supposed to run, but now he's not anymore. He's been battling a little bit of an injury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately we don't get to see kind of. Yeah, and Josh Kerr also is not entered in this.
But I think what Jakob is the fact that he scratched. So it's as if he thought he would be running.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just like he's not healthy anymore.
Not healthy enough. It really, I mean, this 15-mile storyline is just fascinating because, like, yeah, Jakob is coming back from an injury. How is this going to shake out in September? Nobody really knows. So many big dogs in this event, but yeah, we'll have to see. Like, I think Yard and Cole, gold and bronze in the mile, but they have a lot of good competition. But unfortunately, we don't get to see Jakob for now. But I'm sure he'll be knocking soon.
I have a hot take question because I love a good Bowerman Mile call out. Typically after the press conference, that's who I guess will win because I feel like that's when these 1,500 guys always talk some hot stuff, or they don't, which makes a difference to me in my head. I want to know who y'all think will come away with the win. I'm going to say Yard only because I feel like Milrose, he might be like, no, I want to like get this mile record, like outdoor, like I want to best this mile record.
I'm going with the Olympic champ.
I know.
Cole Hawker. I'm going with Cole Hawker. It's funny. I rewatched. It was on TikTok. Watched the last 400 of that 1,500 that he won. They were like, this is one of the best finishes of the Olympics. Yeah, he's winning that Bowerman Mile.
I don't know why I would bet against Cole. I am right now, though. I mean, Worlds, though, he could come up with the win in the 15. I'll give him that, but...
I think this extra 100 is 109 meters is to his advantage.
That's fair.
Grant Fisher.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
I support.
No, it's going to be very cool to see him. Obviously, have more distance. He can run any distance. He's going to crush it, but no, he's not going to win this one. I think I'm with Nia on this one. I think it's going to be Cole. I think he's due for a big moment. I think we haven't seen him. And to be fair, Cole really has a way of peaking at the right times. But, this field is so stacked from like top to bottom. that I feel like it's gonna come down to that last 100, and when it comes down to a kick, like Cole, that's like where he shines, and I have to imagine that he's really been sharpening his blade a little bit, over the last couple months, slowly starting to peak towards Worlds in a couple months. I think it's gonna be Hawker, and he's gonna have his on a home game.
I'm holding it down for Mr. Yard.
I love Yard. And
maybe we'll see a surprise though.
Yeah, if it's not any of the people we said, that'll be the real surprise.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for, actually.
Ooh, go ahead, pick Grant then.
Yeah, maybe I'll lock it in Grant Fisher.
All right, and I want to go over to field event in the women's long jump. We have another Olympic podium rematch. I'm most excited to see Miss Tara Davis-Woodhall, but we'll also see Jasmine Moore. We'll see Miss Mahambo from Germany. And then, not picturing this, we have Monet Nichols, who was just on the world team. She was also in Paris. And then we have Claire Bryant, who just won the world indoor title. So this is about to be stacked. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're seeing more and more women jump 7 meters. And I mean, as we talk about that, like when Tara opened like her Diamond League opener, she literally on her first jump, like kind of won the event. It was like 7+. So yeah, she's in amazing form.
Yeah. And I don't think that was even her full approach.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah, it was either Drake or one of them. And she was like, I just like had whatever the steps was, like 12-step PR.
Wow.
Yeah. No, she's on fire. Like coming off of Paris, like she has not lost whatever wavelength that she's on. She is still on it. And she transitioned to training in Manhattan. Like the girl's on fire. Yeah.
She trains in New York?
Kansas.
Oh, facts.
Manhattan, Kansas.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Yeah, she's at her
like, what?
Coach,
she's a city girl?
her coach left University of Arkansas to go to K-State. She followed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we're going to see a repeat from the Olympics now that we have the para events. Maybe Hunter and Tara can, go double gold again.
Gonna be excited. I love seeing him run a 200. So I think this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see both of them. I'm looking forward to it. It's like my favorite power couple.
For sure.
Now, we're halfway through this Diamond League season. We have a lot of things to happen. And this is one of the few years that we get to see the Diamond League final in Zurich happen before Worlds happens. Like the schedule, in my expert opinion, makes sense this way. Like have the end all be all be the Olympics, be Worlds. So we're halfway through and events are starting to pick up. People are starting to gear up for their respective nationals. Jamaica just had their nationals. USA Nationals is around the corner in a few weeks. I want to kind of talk about where the standings are and kind of what all of our favorite events or people have been since the first Diamond League meeting in China up until now, with Pre literally around the corner. Nia, I will start with you first. What event group has kind of stood out to you?
For me, it's kind of easily the 400 hurdles on the men's side, just because I think that is where I was able to see the most well-rounded race almost every time. Maybe not in the 400 hurdles specifically, but the 400 hurdlers racing against each other, the most competitive in the world, the top dogs in the world, multiple Olympic rematches. They were floating between 300 hurdles and 400 hurdles, but you're able to see them compete against each other. I think that's probably like my one grievance is like with the other races. You're seeing like standout performances from certain individuals, but are you seeing them legitimately challenged on the Diamond League circuit by those who can match them talent-wise? So for me, it's like 100% the 400 hurdles. We're seeing Rye come out the gates, running and gunning. Carson Warholm's first like season opener, was it Shanghai or Xiamen? Xiamen? When he broke the 300-meter hurdle world record.
Xiamen,
thank you. Just out the gate and then breaking it again. And then obviously Allison Dos Santos, love him to death. He's also running like amazing right now. So that's probably my most exciting event group right now. And I always look forward to seeing it, period, honestly.
Yeah, and then I pulled up the top 5, points right now, just so we have them.
Okay.
We have Carson at first with 30, Rise at second with 23rd. I'm just going to talk about the athletes you talked. And then in 5th, we have Allison Dos Santos in 13th. But I think we'll see him gain some points from Pre as well, because I think that he was originally prioritizing like running in America so much, but now he can go back and forth to Europe a little bit more often. But we'll see him at Pre, and I think he might gain some points. But you also have Ryan Carson still there, so.
For sure.
Yeah. Actually, no, Carson's not there.
Oh, no.
We have Ryan Trevor Bassett.
Bassett, yeah.
Yeah.
CJ Allen as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we'll see some point shift because Carson's only 7 points ahead of Rye. So I think we might see some shifts happen. We'll see, but I'm looking forward to it.
That'll make the standings interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right, Johnny, what event group kind of stood out to you from China up until now?
Yeah. they've all been very interesting, and it's hard to pick favorites. And I think each event or each meeting, you see different storylines and people shining that maybe contribute to this greater arc of like the track and field season. So like, I love that we've had in the first half of the season with, so many meets, opportunities for people to shine and start saying, well, maybe what are they going to look like in September? But yeah, it's, to me, what has sparked a lot of excitement is like in this men's 5,000 group specifically, that we have these Americans that are entering the fray and kind of, showing that American distance runners can be part of the conversation. Graham Blanks, Nico Young, really mixing it up and running, both top 3 all time in the 5K other than Grant Fisher. It's like American distance running is really getting really competitive. So to me, that's been really, really fascinating to watch, and I'm excited to see how that continues to play out.
I love it. And I know I'm bringing up points, but for context, in order to make it into the final in Zurich, top 8 in points makes it to the final in the running events. And then in field events, top 6 make it into the final. So for the Americans that you said, Nico Young's in 3rd with 10. Graham Blanks is in 7th with 8 points. So he still has to run to make it. Nothing solidified, but yeah, it's been fun watching the Americans kind of run in these events where oftentimes other countries tend to dominate, but they still ran good for like American distance standards.
Definitely.
All right, I'm going to tell y'all mine. Mine is women's 100 hurdles. Everybody knows women's hurdles, they never duck. They always show up no matter the meet, no matter the people. Like, it's always a stacked field. But Miss Grace Stark, she ran in Paris a meet record 12:21, the 5th fastest woman in history. And I think to see her kind of dominate Diamond League right now, she has 31 points in first. And with Toby, who has the world record, I believe, with 17 points. Then we have Danielle Williams and 3rd with 15, and Akira Nugent. Miss Akira Nugent, love her, down with 13 points. I think these women's hurdles, I love it. And I think to see them kind of show out like this on the Diamond League circuit is amazing to see. And to have an all-time mark like that.
Hello.
Yeah, like that's no easy feat. It wasn't like, and it's not winning, like she did that. That was a fun one to see.
Yeah, Demitra, I'm actually really happy that that's your group, because when we didn't talk about it in terms of pre, I was like, we got a lot to talk about there. And I'm not going to like ramble because I can, but it's just like, as we talk about Diamond League, I think we'd be remiss not to talk about the field, because within that you have a world record holder, American record holder, and like reigning Olympic champion. You have the reigning world champion. You got the 3rd fastest to ever go across the distance on those barriers in Tia Jones. You have the Jamaica national record holder. Like, I mean, you have the former world record holder in Kenny Harrison. So it's just like, Masai, Toby, Danielle, Akira, Tia, Yeah.
Like, and it's like, it's never like, oh, only one person is here. Like, no, it's always somewhere in the mix of like, It's
extremely competitive. It's like anyone can win on any given day. It's hard to predict. You have to have the perfect race. Like, in short distance period, you have such a low threshold for mistake, and then the threshold becomes non-existent when you add those barriers.
Exactly.
So I'm just so happy that was your event.
Yeah, no, and to your point, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm like 100 hurdles, even 110 hurdles, like the mistakes have to be small.
I can't predict that.
Or they can't be any. Honestly, you have to have a quite perfect race. It might not be perfect in their eyes to get a PB, but like perfect enough where you can do all the things necessary. Yeah.
Anyone can win on any given
Props
day.
to them. Yeah, couldn't be me, but I love watching. Now let's get into what's hot. Y'all were at the ATX Sprint Classic where Tyreek Hill ran. He didn't win, but he ran.
You would have thought he'd won, by the way. Everybody was getting excited about it.
Exactly. He went 10-10, 2.7 win. Of course, win's always going to be over it in the state of Texas, but this is his race. Y'all got to see this firsthand. Out the blocks, knee drive.
Hello?
Yeah, the drive phase was good.
It was.
His little Adidas kid.
Right? I'm like, okay, white Adidas kid.
Yeah, no, like it was actually really fun to watch him run. It was fun to see the fans come out. I actually saw somebody, and here's the context, 95 degrees. And he had on a hoodie and then a Tyreek Hill jersey over that hoodie. That's a real fan right there. And I don't think he had to do that.
Maybe he's trying to be incognito. For what reason, though?
Like, I know people like to wear their jerseys in that style, but it's not.
This is not the time. Yeah.
Sun's at its peak.
Wow. I hope he got it signed or something.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'd like to know. Yeah, I would have loved to see him run the finals because he did the prelim, he got the 10-10, and then he's like, "Yep, that's good." I don't know exactly why. I didn't talk to him after the final or before the finals to know why he didn't. Did you know why he didn't run finals?
I don't, but like I also think he did the same thing at the last meet that he ran where he just did the prelim. So I'm not sure if this is like a tune-up, see where I'm at, just get a race under my belt and get back to the drawing board. But
So yeah, obviously a professional NFL athlete. Are we? Do you think we see him over the years?
These are side quests. I'm convinced. Because, like, what are we doing? I love that he's, like, committed, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is a side quest.
Well, I heard
training camp starting up soon.
I heard he wants to make LA. That's
no way.
We'll have to see.
I mean, I feel like no, I'm gonna stick with my no way. Yeah.
Well, it sure is interesting. The meet director was also telling us after that Ashton Hall and I Show Speed were planning to come, and imagine
we
if
could have pulled DJ Khaled too while we
right.
every competitor that's ever went against I Show Speed can pull up.
I think you got to have these like fun things to keep it interesting.
Yeah. But. No, I love seeing Tyreek run. I wanted to see him in that 200, but he scratched that too.
And let's make the note too. Noah Lyle's brother Josephus was 2 lanes over
and posed with him with the picture that said Noah could never. He said,
like,
I think that comes out so that we saw that up, we put that up and people were like, why are you posing with the ops? Like,
yeah.
Fair enough.
No, quite literally.
I think didn't see the context. They were being they were all good natured about it. Like and Tyreek was being like very respectful to both Noah and Josephus. Like, you guys are doing your thing. Keep up. Like keep up the good work. And like I liked seeing that interaction there. They were very friendly to each other. And maybe it's more interesting to be standoffish, but
I'm a fan of good old fashioned hate.
Yeah, I like hate, but I like the hate where it's like it's just online and for fun. Yeah. Because I definitely would talk stuff to my teammates, but like I'm friends with you, but I'm gonna talk stuff. Yeah. Like what? I like it. That's good to know though. I still want to post for that picture.
Yeah,
with the
he kind of pulled it out after they'd done a couple normal ones, but yeah.
Okay, I love it. Now we also saw Miss Faith Kipyegon. She unfortunately didn't break 4, but she ran a fantastic race.
I'm so proud of her.
Yes. Her old PB was 4:07.64. She ended up clocking a 4:06.42, which technically would have been a world record, but like with all the shoes and all the different things, like it's not legal. Mm-hmm. But it was so nice to see like all these people come together to watch somebody do something that hasn't been done or they say can't be done. Yeah.
They really assembled the pacing Avengers.
Yeah.
They had like 20 people. It was really cool. I mean, if anything, it got people excited and talking, and it was fun to watch it. And with that huge question mark, was she going to do it or not?
Yeah,
it was well done, I think, and it sparks the conversation. I don't think people, like once you plant the seed, now it's something that's like, all right, when, not if, but when.
Yeah,
100%. I think. What makes this so admirable is, it's one thing you dare to try, like you dare to dream. And yes, it was a huge feat that she was going for, and maybe the likelihood of her succeeding of that was like low. I think daring to do it despite the naysayers, despite people saying that you can't, it's something that you can't help but to admire. And then you look at the progression of the mile over time. In 1967, the world record was 4:37. There's high schoolers who's running faster than that right now for women. And I'm sure they think that a lot of people think that women's bodies cannot carry them to a certain extent. But it's like our bodies can carry us to do amazing things. It is not without any barriers in our way, because I know 1928 is when we were allowed to compete in the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And then at some point after that, they actually stopped allowing us to compete in the 800 because they thought it was too much on our bodies. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't until I think about 1960 we could do it again. So a lot of these stuff, first of all, it's not that long ago. And the progression of, I think, women in sports, period, it shows what we can do. And I think Faith being able to just be like, listen, despite what you guys think what we can and can't do, I'm going to try. And I think that attempt is going to make it where if Faith doesn't do it, the next person who's going to do it is sitting at home watching it and being like, that's what I'm going to try to go for. I think when you see someone who looks like you and represents what you do and come from, that's enough to make it where it's like, this is a very doable feat.
Yeah, no, I love that perspective. I wish I remembered her name, but it's blanking in my head right now. But the first American woman to win a marathon title in the Olympics, it was one of the LA Olympics. She's still alive. And I think that puts in perspective for me, because she was like, when I was running, like they thought it was weird because women didn't run outside alone. Like it wasn't a thing. And I think, like, to your point, like to be put into perspective, these people are still alive. And it's like, now we have faith, like still continuing to break barriers. It's kind of like, wow, like we're still like pushing forward, and it's so nice to see and to have Nike like support her like that. Especially like she's a mom and all the amazing things that women can be.
Support. I love this, like the amount of pacers. And even when before the race ended, you knew she wasn't going to break 4. Grant Fisher and all of them, they were just like, come on, just finish because you're on the right pace. The support from Nike, the support from the people around her family, it was nice to see, because usually, again, there's always barriers, but the fact that this time it was different, like, we want you to do this, or like just die trying.
Yeah, I love it. Now, I want to get into Jamaica Nationals. It happened this past weekend, and so sad, Miss Shelly-Ann announced her retirement. This is her final race at Jamaica Nationals. She went 10:91, made her 13th team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know how I feel. I'm sad. Like, she's an icon. She's a legend. She is Miss Shelly-Ann. And to see her like go out in this fashion, because she announced before she made the team, but to still make the team and everything, it's so wonderful to see. But Nia, I know Jamaica's your roots. How are you feeling?
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because I find Shelly-Ann Fraser to be like arguably one of the best short sprinters ever. And to see this be her last race on home soil, it's amazing. But it feels like a full circle moment, because she's like she started her breakthrough and now she's ending her career in Asia. 2008 in Beijing when she made that team. She helped lead the Jamaica sweep, and now she's going to be ending her career in Tokyo. It seems as though Asia must be like the place for her to, again, full circle, but bittersweet in the sense where it's nice to see her being able to control her own narrative. Obviously bitter in the sense that it's ending, but then also sweet in the sense that the future is bright, because also in that 100, you did have the Clayton twins. One of them did unfortunately go down, but it's one of those things where Sharika's still in top form, and it seems as though she's handing over the baton. And again, like the future is bright. Like Tia and Tina are only 20 years old. Tina kind of had a breakthrough in her on the professional circuit when she ran the time she did. It was a massive personal best. I think it was like 10:83. And prior to that, she was the faster twin in high school. She won U20s running 10:95. But it was Tia who was trending upwards and quickly on the professional circuit. And I'm interested to see how she would have done if she didn't pull up mid-race. But she made the team. Obviously, Sharika did what she did. And she had the privilege of having to only focus on the 100 because she has that automatic bid being the reigning world champion in the 2. So, I mean, the future is bright for short sprints in Jamaica, and it's nice to see that Shelly is leaving it in good hands.
I'm going to miss the hair.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I was about to say. Iconic.
Listen, during trials, she stepped up in the prelims. She had her war-ready hair. It was colorful. It was nice. And she switched it up for semis and finals, twist out.
I love it.
Black girl magic. Come on.
Yes. Miss Mommy Rocket. I cannot wait. I feel like I need to see her run.
Yeah.
Yeah. When's her next race?
Please don't tell me Tokyo.
I was like, when's her next race? I need her to pull up to
center for that.
I need her to pull up to pre. I don't know if we could find an extra lane.
They have an invitational 100. That's all I'm gonna say. They have an invitational. I know Kayla White is in it and stuff. They could make
and one of the Clayton twins technically might scratch though.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't truly, but given that she pulled up, I need to see her. But I don't think she's gonna come to America for a race. I don't think we have any American races anytime soon.
It would be nice. I'll start. I'll become a meet director, and I'll start one.
Honestly, I support. We just did one we didn't do it, but like there was just one in Georgetown, Austin, Texas. We gotta make it happen.
Yep.
Let's go to UT and see if they can like give me like 2 hours on that track.
Yeah, we don't need much.
That's it.
Yeah.
FloTrack Classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was amazing. The men's 100 was also amazing. It was a bit of a scare, I must say, prior to the finals. Oblique Seville was showing obvious discomfort in his hamstring. And I said, oh my gosh, what's going on? Are they going to make him scratch? But he did the race, finished the race in 9:83, and was seemingly healthy.
Yeah, which is, I'm like, for him to be able to, because I saw like the people posting about it saying like, oh, he's struggling with like hamstring discomfort. To be able to have hamstring discomfort and still run like that, imagine if he was like 100%. Yeah. That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope that it was like, clearly it was probably like a cramp or something. He was able to finish in that nature. He ended up scratching from the 2, understandably so.
Yeah.
But I mean, beforehand, it was scary. Like his head was in his hands. He was sitting on the track, going back to the medics and coming back. And they were like, we can't postpone this race any longer.
Oh, they were postponing it?
Well, like low key holding it. Like,
okay, I like Jamaica. I like how they get down.
You know what I'm saying?
Because if that was an American, I don't care who you are. They're going to be like.
The race was supposed to start 30 seconds ago. You're in or you're out.
They would have like, NBC has rights to this. We need to start this on time. Yeah.
TVJ, I guess they work differently. But I guess if you're a Paris finalist, they're going to bend the rules a little bit.
As they should.
Yeah, but they were like, we kind of can't hold this any longer. And I think they made the decision just, I guess, go all out. And if you pull up, you pull up. But try.
I love it. Well, this has been fun. We have a lot of retirements to talk about. Next episode, I think we're going to talk about the fact that I heard Justin Gatlin might run a Masters event.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he's going for the world record.
Yes. Somebody was like, do you think Usain Bolt will come out too? My answer is no.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt looks like he's having a good time in retirement right now. But yeah, it's been so great talking track and field. Be sure to tune in to all of our Diamond League coverage. It is sponsored by Tracksmith and FleetFeet. We are doing all the things from Athletes Lounge to live coverage. We have like 3 different streams. If you haven't seen the coverage yet, there's like the track stream. There's the field. There's 2 field streams, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The field stream eats.
I'm not gonna lie. As my boyfriend throws shot put, the field stream eats. It's just straight field, no cuts, and you're not seeing random races in between. So I personally love the feed options. But sponsored by Tracksmith FleetFeet. If you're not tuning in, tune in. Thank y'all for tuning into the meetup. We will see y'all on the ground at pre, and thank y'all for watching episode 17. Bye, y'all.